to Spawn Respawn, a weekly podcast dedicated to gaming news, culture, and nostalgia. Hello, and welcome to episode 2, season 2 of Spawn Respawn. We are cranking out the 31st episode of our humble little podcast, and we're going to start our podcast with a special little dedication. From one lovebird to another. This is a special shout out for one of our near and dear friends, someone who we care about immensely, someone named Jacob. So Jacob, we know you're listening, and we absolutely love you for it. And we just wanted to say a sweet little thing to you from your partner in crime, Minnie. We just want to say, happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, my boy. Actually, thank you so much for listening to the show.
Yeah.
Because I fully met Jacob at a little get-together, a little gathering, a little birthday party for the wonderful Minnie. And it totally dropped. There was like, the gaming podcast. And he was sweet enough to subscribe and check it out. So what a legend.
Yeah.
What a fucking lord.
Thanks for listening.
Sick boy.
Yeah, so
Happy
I hope
bloody
that this
birthday.
fulfills our contractual obligation to Minnie.
Bit of money under the table there.
That's
A
it.
little bit of a slippity slide.
Also, it was meant to be last week, but, we didn't do one last week, so sorry we're late.
Yeah, happy belated
Belated.
birthday, my friend. Indeed. Well, with that being said, we might introduce ourselves. And my name is Dylan Smith, and I'm joined by Elliot Porter.
Yeah, g'day, boys.
And Kat Jarrett.
Hey, yeah, what's up?
What's up? The Dream Team back in action. So, look, guys, another neat little update for us all. We now have a actual YouTube URL.
Oh, yes.
Which is some pretty hot shit.
Our own personal one.
I
Finally.
know, right? And funnily enough, it matches our Twitter. So if you know what's good for you, you might go ahead and check out youtube.com/SpawnRespawnPC.
Beautiful.
And while we're at it, you might as well hit us up on Twitter at SpawnRespawnPC if you want to go ahead and let us know something we should talk about, if you've got some questions for us, or even if you just want to drop us a line, slide in our DMs and say, what is good?
Yeah.
Well, we'll be always here to respond to that.
Love that uniformity.
Oh, I know,
so
right?
good.
Something to be admired, no doubt. Well, we're going to dive straight into what we have this week. We've got some excellent little news articles we're going to run through. We're going to talk about the games we've been playing, as we usually do. And we might go ahead and start off with Kat. So what have you been getting your grubby little mitts on?
Oh, boys. Well, your girl purchased that early access of Temtem.
What's good?
Nice.
Is the game just called Temtem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
cool.
no space.
No space.
The first T is a capital,
Ooh.
T-E-M-T-E-M?
but the second one is not.
Temtem.
Temtem.
And they are the creatures? They're called Temtems? Or Temtem?
Are they the Pokemon?
Plural with
I mean-
no S? They are Pokemon.
yeah. So I played almost the whole thing co-op with Cal, which is fantastic. Playing through a
Co-op.
Pokemon-like game in co-op, it was beautiful. But every time we'd find a new thing, I'm like, what's this Pokemon?
Yeah.
Temtem.
Every video I've watched about it, they're like, the Pokemon. I mean, the Temtem.
I mean, the Temtem. It's like everything. It's very similar in the way that you've got your what's the place where you heal your Pokemon?
Pokemon Center.
Pokemon Center. Actually, the Temtem one's better. It's the Temporium. Is that it? You have to go to the Temporium to heal up.
Temporium.
And you have Temtem battles, and there's Tem scientists, and all this sort of
Yeah,
shit.
it's
An egregious
ungodly, similar.
It's very similar.
How do they get away with
Well, you can't copyright a genre. So.
Yeah, but
Can you copyright Battle Royale? Write in the comments below.
Yeah.
it's just crazy how there's a professor and you choose from your starters. It's
Yeah. Professor
Same shit.
Constanatus.
Is this just a freaking Pokemon mod or something?
Pretty much
Pokemon Black.
But one of my
That's a
favorite
thing already.
things is
Yeah.
when you run around and you find old people. They call Temtem battling different things. My favorite one was this old lady was like, "You want a Tem quarrel?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I do."
You want a Tem
Hell yeah, I
throwdown?
want a Tem quarrel.
I'm going to Tem-fold you, mate.
But I played from right when the early access was released, and I played all the way to the end. And as I was playing, they were patching the whole time. They're very responsive devs. It was awesome. And one of the things that initially annoyed me the most was that even though I was co-op, the other person was just kind of rubber banding, and you could kind of see which way they were going. And then suddenly they'd be way in the future. And I was like, this is the saddest part about it, because I really don't like that dissonance. But then they fixed that.
Oh, cool.
Like
Nice.
really quickly, and everyone's running around together. As soon as you get your first Temtem, you can like everyone else loads in. You can see people walking around, and you know, like in Yellow, how you can have your Pikachu following you.
Oh, yeah.
You always have like your first party Tem following you, and
Nice.
I'm like,
'Cause it
look at
is
that
like-
mad shit! What is that bitch? I want
So
to catch
is
it.
Tem the singular and then Temtem the plural?
I just say Tem because I don't want to say Temtem, but I think it's Temtem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
So if you're playing co-op, do you each get your own monster set, like your own?
Yeah,
know,
so
like
you
one
can
gets
carry
6?
around 6 with you, but
Oh,
your
wow.
party when you go into
How
a battle
unexpected.
is 3 and 3.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
only your first 3 are you able
Yeah.
to choose from.
12v1 would be
Yeah.
a little bit crazy.
And
When
when you're
you-
playing on your own, it's 2 at a time, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like
always
2v2 battles.
2v2 unless you run into a wild Pokemon or someone who only has
wild
one
what?
Tem. I mean, a wild... fuck!
Wild Tem squared, I
Yeah,
understand.
Yeah.
a wild Tem squared or a trainer that only has one Tem.
Okay,
Then
yeah.
it's 2-on-1 and you're like, bye!
And
So you
instead
are
of
in the
Destroy.
wrong neighborhood.
Yeah.
and instead of Pokeball, it's a card.
Yeah,
Is that right?
it's a Tem card.
Yeah.
But they have Tem card pluses and all that sort of stuff.
Jesus.
And you have a Temessence vial, which is like the best.
Temessence.
The Temessence vial is the best, and Pokemon should put it in. It's like
Teminescence.
it's a one-time use. Teminescence. It's a one-time use item, and each time you go back to like a Temporium, it refills.
It's an
that-
Estus flask.
A Temestus flask, exactly. And it will revive and fully heal all of your Temtem. And they have like Temporium stops between cities, so you don't have to go all the way back. Love that shit. Nice. What was the question you asked me that I didn't answer?
The cards.
Yeah, Tem
yeah.
cards. So all
Mastercard? Do you have a master like a master ball?
Ultra
no
card.
Ultra
Mastercard
card.
yet.
No.
Only Tem card plus. But
Yeah.
basically they're all held in like a digital space. And there's digital.
So they're
digital
Digimon.
Tem.
They're Digimon.
Yeah, so they're
It's kind
pretty
of
much
mixed between Digimon and Pokemon. A Temtem.
And sorry to keep
That's
just
okay.
throwing questions at you.
Just
Like
keep asking.
I haven't really watched much about it,
answers.
but like the character designs for the Temtems, are they good? Like,
I really enjoy them.
are they creative?
You can see the parallels, like you've got your Spearow-like and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. So you can see that coming through.
Do you have your little electric mouse or what?
No, there's an electric like bee thing.
No.
Some of the designs are really cool, and some of them are like, for example, my starter is called Crystal, and it's a crystal turtle, and it's exactly what you think it would be.
But it's TLE. at
Yeah,
the end.
instead
Yeah.
of exactles.
Huh.
Exactles.
Exactly.
That came out. Ooh.
Temzactly.
But yeah, your starter instead of picking, fire, grass, or water, was like crystal, psychic, or fighting, or melee, I think it's called.
Oh.
So I have crystal, and I love it. You can surf. That's cool. You can
Nice.
ice skate around on like red crystals, the crystal skating. There's rock hopping where you can like chuck a hook and then like swing between islands to get places.
That's cool.
So it's got all this
cool.
cool shit in there.
So traversal's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's really quick. Getting somewhere takes a really long time. Getting back is really quick because it's like MMO based. So there's quests and things that you have to run back and forth on. And as far as I am now, there's not a fly or a fast travel or anything there is. I am at the end of what there is in the early access, but there's no fast travel so far.
Really?
And I enjoy, but Cal did not enjoy how the Temtems were separated. So the place you start is like nature and water Temtem. And even as you go into new routes, you'll sometimes find a new Tem, but it's very similar.
Okay.
And then you have to get to a new island before you start seeing more of a different type. So then you might see like, I think the next one was like toxic and fire. And then
Yeah,
as
right.
you go on, you keep finding different ones on different islands, which I really enjoyed. There was like 4 locations that you could go to in the early access, and it was long. It was very enjoyable. I had a great time.
Well,
I want to catch them all.
Oh, there's a little drum for you. But I must admit, Kat, despite your grievances, you've made the game sound pretty tempting.
Oh, yes.
I love it.
You've been thinking about that one for
I
a
was
few
holding
minutes,
on that for
haven't you?
ages. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was poor. But anyway.
You know,
I really love it. The color schemes, making your own character.
yeah. Is it better than Pokemon's like absolutely abysmal character creator?
Absolutely.
Are you
but-
a boy or a girl? Good enough.
You know what was really sad? I went into a fashion shop and I saw these sunnies and I was like, hell yeah, boys. I'm going to buy some sunnies. I'm going to change the color of those sunnies. I'm going to wear it. I'm going to look so cool. And it cost like $23,000. I went and sold some of my stuff and spent all my money on those sunnies. When I put them on, it changed my hairstyle to something ugly. And I was like,
oh, no.
boo, what a waste. Put that back in the bag to change my hairstyle again.
That's not okay.
It was big sad. But there's only a few things in there right now. Obviously, as it is an early access, there's going to be more hairstyles and more outfits and more colors and all that sort of stuff because you can re-dye your clothes to make them different. I love everything about it. I had a really great time. And you can't stop the parallels to Pokemon, but it's still very enjoyable.
I love the most?
Yeah?
Is there's a little duck with a sigh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, no shit.
It's
Like,
called Psypat
That's the fucking greatest.
instead of Sai,
Duck.
S-A-I, duck.
I would have just called it Duck Duck Knife Knife, and then you can't sue me for that.
Shank.
No,
duck.
there's a couple ones that you're like, this is directly correlated to that other
I love that.
Pokemon.
I love that.
I think
It's so cheeky.
I think Stabby Quack would be a pretty good name.
Stabby Quack.
Stabby Quack.
Stabby Quack would work. Yeah. Well, nice.
Does it have an actual release date yet?
No,
No,
not that I know
so.
of. The other thing that I'll just to wrap it up, the last thing that I thought was really interesting, which really took us by surprise, is normally obviously when you get a starter, it'll evolve at level 16 or something, and we're like, cool. When it didn't evolve around that level, we're like, maybe level 20 didn't evolve. We're like, maybe level 30 still didn't evolve. I was like, what the hell is this? Turns out that your Temtem evolve. Well, some of them evolve based on the number of levels they've gained after you've gotten them. So I got my one at level 5 or 6, and it evolved therefore at level 35 or 36 because it had to pass 30 levels before it evolved. So the leveling is a lot longer for some of them, and that's because there's a lot of battles and things that you do in an MMO style and with other players as opposed to just obviously the main game. So very cool though.
That's sick.
Much enjoyed.
Sounds cool. Yeah. I got no more Temtem puns.
I'm sad.
I'm trying my best, okay? I can't come up with all of them.
My Tem best. Literally, they just put Tem in front of words.
Oh my God. That was... I've got nothing. I was going to say like territorial, but I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. Like tempertorial, but like, oh well.
Anyway,
don't make me lose
game.
my temper. Yeah,
there it is. We did it.
Finally got one more out of me. Squeezed out the last drop,
just
hey?
milked it out.
Yeah, you know it. Gross. All right, Elliot, what the fuck have you been playing now?
Okay, so real quick, I finished Remnant from the Ashes.
Nice.
Solo.
Temtem from the... Okay, I'll stop.
Yeah, actually, that's a good one. It was a really hard final boss battle. I like powered through. Like I was beating some of the bosses like in 2 or 3 goes. Some of them were absolute dick bags, like those stupid moth creatures.
We
They're a
died
real
so
pain.
many fucking times to that.
My word.
They're the
I
worst.
blocked out some of that. I can't remember most of
Because
it.
there's like this attack they do that you cannot dodge, and you have to like do a certain amount of damage to each of them. So you knock one out, and then they do this big scream. But like the weapons I had didn't do quite enough damage quick enough
the scream?
to
Oh my
stop the
God.
scream. So it would always be one of them would still scream.
Yeah.
I got through it, and I was like millimeters off getting it, but I would fall off the bridge. Like, it was so fucking annoying.
Welcome to
They
Dark
just like
Souls,
punch
baby.
you
Yeah,
off. Just
yeah.
like,
I love fighting that massive wolf that comes in and like
Yeah.
runs off the map and comes back with like dudes on its back.
Yeah.
And like they start fighting. That was a
that
cool
one was in the
fight.
trailer, and I was
Yeah,
looking
that was
forward to
hot
that one.
shit. Hot shit.
I watched some video, and apparently there's 28 bosses, and it took the guy who made the video 7 run-throughs to get all bosses.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can take a really long time.
Yeah.
Also, that wolf boss, for instance, there's a puzzle inside his boss room.
And you get something different.
Yeah, you get
from-
something different,
yeah.
and you don't have to fight him.
like
sort
the
of thing.
Ent.
So-
Right. I was wondering what
Yeah.
those bells were
He just
about. And then I was
naps.
like,
You
he's
play
in
a
the
good
corner.
song, and he's like,
I was
"Good
like,
night."
Like, don't shoot
trying to
him, don't
shoot the
him. I shot
bells.
him.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, he's over there. I'm going to shoot him in his face. But I smashed it.
Big
and then
mistake.
it took me a few goes to get the final boss because it's an absolute bitch of a thing. Because you go into this like other dimension.
Yeah, it
and
took
the
us a
more
while to
damage
figure it
you
out.
do
We died.
in the other dimension,
Oh, we did get there, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
you guys
into the
got
other
to the final
dimension,
boss,
and
but
then
you didn't
the
beat it.
more guys you kill, the more stacks you have when you come out, so you can do more damage to the boss.
Multipliers, yeah.
And then when you
But you
stagger
don't
the
want to waste
boss,
that on the minis.
oh my god, how
Yeah.
did I forget all this?
when you stagger the
It's all coming
boss,
back to me.
He opens up.
it opens up and you can just like shoot the Watcher or whatever he's called in the middle, and you're getting like 500,000 damage.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize like straight away. I worked out like, oh, okay, the more people I kill here, I seem to be doing more here, but it's still only doing like a few,
You got to
a
crack
few
him open.
thousand damage. And
Yeah.
then, I literally was like, I'm done for the night, put on YouTube. And I was like, I got to watch a video. And it was like, do this. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then I turned it back on and beat it in like 3 goes. And
Oh
I
my
was like,
god.
but
You couldn't let it sit.
I could not. I was like on a roll with all these bosses, like smashing out. It was
Some
great.
of those mechanics are really hard to notice as well when you're playing solo, because I remember when we noticed it when we were playing, and I was like, wait, what the fuck is this shit? But we couldn't kill the ads enough to be able to test it, because the person coming back out of the portal, because they add extra ads for the amount of people that are in there,
Yeah, see.
would then have to attack the ads. And so we'd be like, we're getting bonus damage, but why? And we can't apply that to the boss because there's too many guys here. It was
Yeah, in
terrible.
solo, you don't get ads in the main room at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
but
there
then
was so
video,
many ads.
but the video I watched, and he was playing it on bronze difficulty because it's got like the little skull on the map.
Yeah.
He was getting ads in the main room at the start, whereas I was not getting them at all. I don't know if my game
What's
glitched.
ads? Can you just?
Additional enemies. I always thought it was just called mobs, but
I
apparently
was
that's
under the
what
impression
people
that
call
mobs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same
Anyway.
thing.
Anything.
Same shit, different bucket.
So
Gotcha.
when you get all the little dudes coming at you, you can use that to charge up your
Your
mod,
multiplier,
your gun
You
mod,
get your stacks.
and then you get But yeah, it was good. The ending was dumb though.
Oh, great.
He just
I won't
rows off
spoil
into
it,
the-
but yeah, you literally just row off into the sunset, and then
Well, I'm glad that we didn't waste our time then.
I mean
Yeah.
the fight was good, and I think I got a 50G achievement. So
They
Something
also said
must
there
have
was
came
going to be
out.
like free DLC coming, and that hasn't popped off
there's a
yet.
pretty small team though, so
I mean,
like,
some game must have come out and we all lost interest. Something
a
like
lot of games came out.
Probably.
That was like August that came out, and then September was just like jam packed.
Chockers, yeah.
I think it was Gears.
I was going to say, I think it was
we went
Gears
to
as well.
Gears.
that. Okay.
So many games came out in August, September.
We were spoiled. That's true. Well, nice. I'm glad.
So
you
that was
played
good. I also played and finished Batman, the Telltale series, and I cannot recommend that enough. That was one of the most fun, like, just narrative,
Have you played
experiences.
other
I
games
played
of them?
Tales from the Borderlands, which is fucking amazing.
You would have played Walking Dead, right? Season
I've
1.
played a bit of season 1. I
Played
didn't
Game
play-
of Thrones.
Wolf
no.
Among Us?
And I
Played
watched
a bit of
Tash
that.
play a bit of Wolf Among Us. It didn't grab me. I
I
didn't
have
really care
Wolf
for
Among
it.
Us, but I haven't played it.
Yeah,
It was
Batman
cool.
is fucking holy shit. It's so good.
The Game
It
of
is.
Thrones one was so funny. Like,
Was it good?
I mean, good's a relative term.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is it coming to Game Pass, that one?
Batman?
No,
Oh.
the Game of Thrones one. Did I,
I
see
don't
that
know
today?
because
Maybe,
this is
maybe
on.
not.
I found out there's a sequel. Rifle LP, our
humble sponsor.
humble little sponsor.
big boy.
He's been playing it, and it popped up on my Xbox. Like,
What?
he's playing.
Sequel to what?
It's called to Batman.
Oh,
It's called The Enemy Within, which is funny because that's an XCOM game as well. But
Yeah.
and I looked it up, and there's a sequel to the Telltale series, so I'm going to buy that for sure. It's really, really good. It had some weird glitches, like I showed
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Kat.
The Dark Knight.
I think I paused it during a cutscene or something, and then I reloaded my game because I don't know, something happened. Reloaded, and Bruce Wayne had no face. He just had
was the
eyeballs.
knight.
Well, he was just completely black, like no, and
He
also
absorbed
like
all the light.
when they were looking at pretty much they were looking at a hologram, and it was just eyes, and I was like, what is going on here? So
What
I
is
had
this,
to.
Assassin's Creed Unity? Jesus.
Those are my
Thankfully,
favorite
it wasn't
glitches.
like freaky full eyeballs. It was
Eyeballs,
just
yeah.
a 2D.
I love it when you can see like the people's eyes
Yeah.
and their teeth, like when
Oh, yeah.
when the
Oh
face
my
breaks.
God.
That's
That's
my
an
favorite.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And I had to actually quit the game and hard reset my console to make it go away. I don't know what happened.
Weird.
Hard
It's still like buggy.
You had to get up? Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I had to hold
Disgusting.
down that button.
Not worth it.
Thankfully, I live in a box and my console's about 3 feet away.
Could have just rolled over and
You didn't have to do a
could have
full
got it
get
with your
up.
toe, man. Just like stretch
Huge
out.
recommend if you've got Game Pass. I don't think it's on PC Game Pass, but It's on it's not on Game Pass. It was Games with Gold, which has ended. So just buy it.
Rip, just buy it.
Just you cheap fuck. Go buy it.
Let's buy the game.
Yeah. Also, real quick, 1 second. I've been playing the Banner Saga. It's also amazing, and it's on Game Pass.
So many games.
Nice.
How do you chug through so many?
Just working part time. Also, I don't know.
I'm gonna have to restructure my life around
I've got
playing games.
so many achievement points this month, so I'm pretty stoked.
Hectic.
Look at
Getting
you go.
them Bing points, baby.
Bing,
Bing bing.
Yeah, yeah.
Bitch,
What
you're
about what about you, Dylan? What you been chomping
living a
down?
full-time life and looking at this big move potentially to Melbourne, which is no longer a potential, it's a definite. So a little short drop on that. So
Congrats.
Anyhow, I have been playing some games on Xbox Game Pass because I've been hanging out with my mate Julia, and she's been I've been commandeering the Xbox to download stuff. So a few games.
I love that.
Well, Call of Duty World War II, not on Game Pass, but on her Xbox, online, watching my mate play it. Played Untitled Goose Game, which was
Great
incredible.
Game. Cool,
Played a bit of Jump Force, which was just a mess, but also the multiplayer is probably some of the most visually pleasing and fun.
Who'd you
beat 'em
play
up
as?
stuff. You choose 3 characters when you play multiplayer. So I was playing as
cool.
Naruto and Sasuke and Monkey D. Luffy or whatever his name
Yeah.
is, and the dude, the Sandman from Naruto. That was a lot of fun. That guy.
Sandman.
Yeah, and then of course
Sandman.
Goku and Vegeta and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and the green guy, what's his name? Green Man.
Piccolo. Oh, from Dragon Ball. Yeah.
Yeah, Piccolo. And that was all fun. And oh god, the fucking visuals of it is just incredible. It's so much fun.
Sick.
Shit game, fun multiplayer. So if it's on Game Pass, you should I don't know if you like fighting games. I know you like Mortal Kombat, but
Yeah, I like Mortal Kombat. I think I'd like Dragon Ball's Fighters, but I don't think I'd like Jump Force.
fair. Look, it was just because we wanted a multiplayer game to
Yeah,
play.
for sure.
Speaking of multiplayer games, I also was playing Tekken 7 again. That was fun.
That's on Game Pass, yeah.
You've
Yeah.
been playing a lot of games.
Yeah, so it's very infrequently and for short bursts. Tekken 7 is great. I've finished the shit out of that on PS4. But
cool.
And I'm not so bad at fighting games. I just want to put it that way. So I was kind of wiping the floor with some of my
Nice.
I can never
experienced
do a
friends.
combo.
Yeah, I'm
If you give me a
about it.
3-button combo, maybe
Mate,
I can pull that off.
give
But
me-
anything longer, not
Give me
happening.
Eddie Gordo or the
Eddie Gordo. Imagine
Eddie
that.
Gordo.
A 4-armed
Yeah.
Eddie Gordo just breakdancing
Doing
around the place.
capoeira
and
and just
oh
ripping
my
it up.
god. That is the crossover we need to see.
Yeah, please. Someone do the art for us. Cat, I'm looking at you. But, or you give me Lily. Lily's my favorite character. Those legs, man. Legs that go on for infinity are great for kicking. So anyhow,
Kicking in inverted commas.
whoa.
Wow.
Hey, you said it.
Yeah, but because she's
You
a
put
good
up the
fighter.
inverted commas, all right?
But I didn't.
What?
I mean, there's no cameras, so you can't
Shit. Don't frame me for this.
Shit.
frame me.
I'm an innocent man. What else was I playing? Okay, a game that I've actually been investing time into on my own console because I was like, well, you know what? I should fucking play my Switch because I keep buying games for it. And
you're
I'm like,
playing it on Switch?
I'm going to play games on my Switch. So I buy a game and then I never play it. So
Nice.
bought Doom 3, bought Doom 2 and Doom 1 and got the whole Doom series on there. And then I went to go and play my fucking Switch when I downloaded the game that I had been playing, which is South Park: The Fractured Butthole.
Butthole.
And I realized my thumbstick was broken on my Switch.
Oh,
I'm like, I don't even know how that fucking happened.
yeah.
Like, it was fully snapped off and I went to play. I was like,
Eternal Drift.
where? Where? Yeah.
Joy-Con
Joy-Con
drifted the
drift.
fuck out of it.
I could not find the thumbstick. It drifted into another fucking universe. Some SCP motherfucker came in and took it into his pocket dimension. Like, it was full on.
Yoink.
So,
Just
yeah.
gotta take this little old thumbstick.
He's like, I'm missing mine, man. You don't mind if I borrow
Your
yours?
new
But-
Joy-Cons are
How did you
mad.
snap that off though? Like,
Great question. I'm still trying to figure that shit out. Like, I don't know where they are. But anyway, I got some hella pimp new ones. I got a purple and an orange one.
Oh, sick.
So,
Nice.
mad Halloween combo. And I got them heaps cheap. So, but God, they're not cheap.
Joy-Cons are never on sale. I always wanted the watermelon combo, the pink and the green, so that I
yeah.
could have the pink and the blue on my Switch. You know me.
Yeah, of course.
It is. I'm not paying $70 for one.
Dude, it was
Joy-Con.
like $110 or something like that. And that was with a discount. Fucking
Wow.
expensive as, man.
Are they really that expensive?
Yeah. And
Man,
I didn't realize you
forgot.
could buy one. So I guess I'm kind
Can
of
you buy
stupid.
one?
Still purple
But
and
you just said $70 for one, didn't you?
No, I just was just guessing the price. I didn't realize they were over 100.
100? No, it was 110 for the two, yeah. And I don't think you can buy one. But then again, I've been wrong before. But yeah, so it does look hella pimp. But every time I look at it, I'm like, that money could have been spent elsewhere.
Literally anywhere else.
Because I'm like still not playing the Switch much, which is such a fucking
And even
wash.
like if you went to the like used market to like, you know, I'll see if anyone's selling Joy-Cons. They're still going to be like $90 because like you can buy.
People need to get their money
Switch. If you look at someone selling a Switch on like Facebook or Gumtree, it's like $400. It's like that's how much it is new.
Like, why would
What the fuck?
give you that money? Like, just because you bought a Switch so you could lick the fucking game cartridge just doesn't mean that I should fucking
Your
refund you in full.
Your
Right.
regrets aren't important to me.
Yeah,
you know?
dog.
Here on Facebook Marketplace, the watermelon ones I want to grab.
$100.
$100.
$100. There you go.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
People are fucking
But
stupid.
the problem is,
People pay.
they will buy it because they're like, oh, it's less than buying them new. It's
Yeah.
like if you look at Breath of the Wild used, it's like $70.
Oh,
That's a
dude.
joke.
I went when you were playing what's that game that you lent me called?
Astro Chain.
When you were playing Astral Chain, while you had it and I really wanted to play it, I went to the shops and I was like, I'm going to buy this game. The used copy was the same price as a new copy. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
That's what you get when you go to friggin' EB Games, man. Like, what did you expect?
Well,
But
where
it's the
else am I going
same-
to buy it? It's the same everywhere.
From JB
Switch
Hi-Fi,
games.
it's the same deal. Like,
May as well just buy it on the store if it's going to cost the same, like as retail.
No,
which it
on the
never usually
store,
does.
it's more expensive on the Switch
yeah, it's like
store.
$99.
Yeah, and
Oh
it's like,
my
well,
God,
I'm going to go
Nintendo.
buy the physical version that's cheaper.
No, you can use your online points that you get when you buy things from the store.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, it shits me because I'm like, I want to put things on my micro SD card. Like, I bought the 128 gig one, which admittedly wasn't that expensive, but it's like, if it's a portable console, I want all of my games on
Yeah.
the console. I don't want to have to run around and
Also, I
fucking
hate
get it.
how big those fucking cases are. Like,
There are a lot of sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true. They're quite
That's
large.
ridiculous.
There
Give me
are a lot
something
of
to carry
sales
them
on
in.
the store, but they're very, very infrequently are they Nintendo first party games.
yeah.
No, yeah, exactly.
That's why,
They're
like,
always the
Fractured
indies.
Butthole
I really
was
want-
$15. So I was like,
What? Yeah,
done.
right. That's good.
There was like a Resident Evil sale as well. So like all the games that I actually might want to play, admittedly, I already own them on consoles that are significantly
Just
better.
a rebuyer.
Yeah, I mean, that shits me.
You just want to support. That's all you're
Yeah,
doing.
so I thought I'd get Fractured Butthole because, well, I haven't played any of the South Park games, and it's fucking hilarious. And I've been watching a lot of South Park recently, and just,
Nice.
God, it feels like an episode of the show. That it's dripping with that, that sarcasm and wit. That,
Oh
that
my
the show
God,
is.
it's so well written.
And-
And so, sorry, you said you haven't played the first one.
I know. I've watched
Yeah.
like playthroughs of
Yeah,
it though,
yeah.
and then that whole censored thing about the abortions and stuff.
Oh my
it's
God,
kinda
that's-
funny. And then it comes up with like a friggin' kangaroo and like a didgeridoo in the background. It's just like
It's like
your game's rating board says it is inappropriate,
and
for
it's
you.
different for multiple countries. Like other countries have something specific to
Yeah,
them. Like
it's awesome that they
funny.
did that. But
it's really cool, but games rating board.
so I love how
Fuck
like
yeah.
Stick of Truth
Yeah.
was all a rip off of Game of Thrones and Might and Magic and that sort of stuff. And this game starts off in the same way. Stick of Truth, all that stuff, and then they and the kids decide that they want to stop playing that, and then they want to start playing superheroes again. So it's all like Coon and Friends, and like
Isn't it like Phase 2 or something like that?
yeah,
Like,
it's like they stop playing that because Cartman pretends to come back from the future, being the Coon, because he's like, something's happening, we've got to do something about this. And then they start playing superheroes again, and then you're a new kid who's moved to town, and
Yeah.
you're like, you were the king of of like the Game of Thrones world, and then you become like a new superhero. And they're like, "How you guys can't play with us?" And like all these kids are playing. It's like this massive battle that's going on. And then they're like, "No, you can't play with us. We're playing superheroes now." So, yeah, it was fucking so good. And you become a superhero. You choose your power, and it's really, really, really well done. And like there's
that
all-
one's Ubisoft, isn't it?
yeah, and there's all these like jokes about games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
which is great. Like so,
course.
it definitely works with its medium.
That's their audience.
Exactly.
My God.
And when you walk into people's houses, you hear on their TVs like all of these like inside jokes, or like from the show. Like you walk past a TV, and it's like, you got to bury it, Jim Pokemon. And I don't know if you've like seen South Park or anything, but like it's fucking so good. So yeah, I'm
Nice.
big fan, enjoying it, and I'm playing it handheld, so it means I can't read any of the text.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah.
sick.
Very
That's so
sick.
good.
I can't
I
read any of
love
it,
that.
so I'm like, cool, I guess I'll play this docked. No, I won't. I can't find my dock. So
What?
You
it's
lost,
over there. It's
you
literally
lost
over
your joystick and your dock.
there. I think I've got
What
like,
happened at that
Maybe
party?
it's
Yeah,
lodged
true.
in there. Like, have you looked inside your
oh
dock?
my god, no, I haven't.
Oh my God.
And Nintendo's like, you get to buy it, the Joy-Con. And like, yeah, motherfuckers, $120. Anyway, there's my little spiel.
I love it.
Very good.
Cool. Let's dive into some of the news stories of the week. We're going to talk about Anthem getting a complete and utter overhaul. Kind of old news, but still, it's important that we
It's not
discuss
old news.
this.
They literally...
Cool.
Well,
So,
they've said
Anthem
they were
getting
going
Casey
to
overhauled.
Hudson,
rework
yeah, but Casey
it,
Hudson
now it's
finally
new.
came out
Yeah.
and was like,
It was last week, wasn't it?
well, yeah, but
This is last week's episode, so what's up?
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So,
Tell
Anthem
us
is
the
getting the
direct
overhaul.
quote,
It needs...
Elliot.
Yeah, I'll give you a tasty little quote. I won't read the whole thing, but there's a couple of little funny bits. You know, he does the usual video game creator like, we've had a great journey.
Yeah.
It's been tough. Blah blah blah. I'm so proud of the work the team has put into the game. No, you're not. Over the last year, the team has worked hard to improve stability, performance, and general quality of life while delivering 3 seasons of new content and features.
No.
We have also heard your feedback. The Anthem needs a more satisfying loot experience, better long-term progression, and a more fulfilling endgame. Yeah. So we recognize that there's still more fundamental work to be done to bring out the full potential of the experience, and will require a lot more substantial reinvention than an update or expansion. Over the coming months, we will be focusing on a longer-term redesign of the experience. And here's the interesting bit. Specifically working to reinvent the core gameplay loop with clear goals, motivating challenges, and progression with meaningful rewards. Like, that's what a game's meant to have, but sure.
bruh.
While preserving the fun of flying and fighting in a vast science fantasy settings.
They're looking at getting rid of the
and then
what do they call the tower in it?
Fort Tarsus.
Fort Tarsus.
Fort, yeah.
They're looking at like integrating that more into the open world. I think I heard.
How about like the lack of a load screen between like the main menu?
That's
and the fucking...
gone.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or pretty much like
They've fixed a lot, but
you can like go into your forge and stuff during a battle, like during a mission. You can change your weapons during a mission now.
Which
you can,
was
like,
terrible.
You can go
That was
to
so
the forge
bad.
without any loading now. Like, it's interesting. They have done a lot in the way of quality of life, but like the story was poo.
I didn't mind
Like-
the story. I really enjoyed what was your friend / antagonist's name? Owen.
I don't know how I remember that.
I really
But
enjoyed
like
Owen.
the monitor was the worst.
Yeah.
Like
I liked
shitty villain. Like,
Owen's
if they're gonna,
side.
I have no
Focus more on
stake
that.
in this.
I don't know if it's worth it. Like, how hard is it going to be? They're not going to do like Final Fantasy A Realm Reborn with this. They're not going to literally
I mean, they could.
scrap the whole thing and be like, here's a whole new 30-hour campaign with decision making and
Well,
like.
you gotta
that's
play
what they-
through the rest of Final Fantasy 14 before you get to the good shit anyway. So
No, but A Realm Reborn was literally like, yeah, the other game's gone. Here's a new game.
was it? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you had to play the old stuff.
Nah,
first
nah.
so you could
no,
get to
They
it.
they killed the whole game, and apparently in-game lore building, it was like an asteroid hit the Earth.
Oh,
Something like that. Like, I'm not 100% sure
the
about
reset button was hit.
that. Pretty much. But I don't know. And like something like No Man's Sky, it doesn't have that story side of things to go along with it.
You
Like,
can just change it pretty dramatically. And
Yeah,
like
you're
you can
right.
add content. And yeah, fair enough. Like, end-game stuff is important, but I don't know. Is it really worth like trying to recreate that whole game when the fundamental story isn't very good?
Yeah, I
Like
think.
with the monitor and like they had
They
so
could pull
much
back from that
potential.
story, though.
Yeah, they could pull
Especially
back.
if they get rid of the fort, because that's where you get all your missions, and that's
Yeah.
where a lot of the story takes place, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there are other places in which the story unfolds.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you start from.
Yeah,
you're
that's
right.
the-
You
that's
start
the
from
main
Fort Tarsus
area.
every single
I
time.
think what could work is if they scaled it back to the original idea of the game. And I know we've talked about this before, but when they the original idea was that the planet that you're on is basically the Bermuda Triangle of the universe, and things just fall in there and you got to deal with it. And they had working weather systems and all this other
Yeah.
shit. But if they pull back a little bit from the storyline they're in and they're like, well, that's the monitor and why he's here, but suddenly, this thing has fallen into our Earth because we're a planet where shit just falls into our system, then you could move into focusing more on different types of things. You'd be able to focus more on the cool aesthetics that people want, because they wanted to have you like looting these random alien ships to get cool and like make your own armor and stuff.
that's kinda cool.
And if you could pull away from the monitor and be like, oh, here's this other race that's like infiltrated because
Yeah.
they've crashed here, and they're
For sure.
starting to
Oh.
work in, the areas opened up because, something fell down and smashed this huge mountainside down, and you can get into this new area, and there's someone else living over there. Like, I think they could...
Like that ongoing.
So
progression,
BioWare
like
essentially
progressive
hire
world. Yeah.
Kat, and
I'll come
she'll
fix
come up
it.
with all your ideas.
Just go back
They
to
should have
that
hired
old
Kat
idea.
from the start,
Yeah,
dog.
I
Like,
would have made
true.
it... I would have made it better. That's not going to be... Maybe not good, because I've not done
could-
that before, but better.
You could be right though, but how much work is that? Like, what is that? 1 year, 2 years away? Like, is Anthem still? I mean, Anthem's not really relevant anyway now. But
Yeah.
like, is
When was that
Anthem-
article
Is anyone going to care?
published? Or like when was that statement released?
Like last week or so.
Last week, because that's like basically 1 full year after the game came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, February 10th. I think Anthem came out like
22nd of Feb.
22nd.
I think depending, the reason why I think that would probably be the best way to go is because Anthem changed in its development so much, even to the name of Anthem being changed days before they announced the game was coming.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that, it was called Beyond.
Beyond.
And
Oh my
before
God.
that, I think they called it Dylan.
Well, it was
Because
Project
it was
Dylan.
Project Dylan, because it was
Yeah.
going to be like the Bob
the
Dylan
Bob
of
Dylan
games.
of video games.
I thought you were joking just then.
No, I'm
it's
for real.
literally
Oh my
called
God.
Project
Spelled the
Dylan.
same way that I spell mine. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
I thought you were just having
Yeah.
a dig because I was vaping or something. I thought you'd been
fucking
like, dick
correct
in the
way.
game. I was like, I'm sorry, Kat.
No, for real.
I got an addiction.
But because it's changed so much during development, and they had those working weather systems, and they had some of those systems in there in terms of, hey, here's this new threat that's arrived. Hey, you're supposed to go into a volcano to fight this giant monster that suddenly appeared in there. If they had some of those systems already in place, then they could scale back and they'd have something already to work on
Yeah.
to start moving into those. And if they already had other areas that they had to scrap for the new story that they made, then they could break down a mountain wall and pop that in on
That'd
the
be
side.
cool.
You know what I'm looking forward to? Another roadmap on their transitional period.
I'm looking forward to being
Can't wait.
disappointed
I think,
again.
yeah,
I just like hit the delete button on
I will
that.
play it when
Same.
it is
I'll play it.
reinvented because I own the game and I'm
I
assuming
really
they're not going to
enjoyed what
charge
they
you
had.
for a
Yeah.
reinvention.
No,
of
they
a piece
will.
of shit
I would
game.
reinstall. I'd resubscribe to that Origin Prime, whatever they call it, to play that. Because that's what I did. And I think I did the smart thing. Because I was like, I don't really like this.
Yeah, I didn't.
And then I unsubscribed.
I still
when
got. I
didn't want to
still
play
got
it.
even after like we played it, and I enjoyed the storyline, but then did not play it anymore. I still got like the art book and shit because I love
yeah.
the design of
Yeah,
the world.
that's the thing. It
The flying is so good. They
Flying
had
is
such
sick.
good core elements, and then you fucked it up.
and like throw more weapons in, more loot, more like
More fun
give us a
stuff.
skill tree
Give
for
me
the
cool
pilot
outfits.
Yes.
that changes for every javelin you use. Like not necessarily just like this is your javelin and these are your like abilities that you have for that javelin. Give us a pilot skill tree. That would make build diversity so much better.
Yeah.
You know what I'd love to
and make
see?
it actually feel like an RPG.
Damaging your javelin to the point of ill repair, right? To the point where you could
Yes.
literally call in another javelin and it gets launched from space or
Bro.
something straight to you, and you have to like
Bro.
be exposed out in the most
That would be
dangerous world.
Yeah,
so
it's like
for
Diva.
like
good.
30
You're pretty much
seconds or
diva
something.
for
That would
Exactly
be
right.
That would be so good because like the original, back to that original idea was that everything out in the world was so much more powerful than you that you're not necessarily supposed to win. You got to go out there, see how long you can last, and try and get
Yes,
back. And
yeah, it was
because it's
more
like
like-
procedurally generated,
Yeah.
everyone has a different story about going to this section or whatever. And like if you had to be like, okay, well, sorry mates, like I'm about to fucking lose my leg. Let me just jog around the corner, and you guys can get obliterated by a laser beam while I just shed my skin for
and
a
I
second.
call down a
That'll
new
be so
javelin.
good.
Yeah.
But if you could, like, if there were enemy javelin encounters as well, I mean,
There kind of is. Yeah,
There
they wanted to
are,
have.
yeah.
If you could, like,
Yeah,
if
there
you
are.
were exposed to, like, and get a little stealth suit or something and rip off, little components that they have on their suits that you could then implement back into your own
Yeah,
to be able to
like, that's
repair
what
your
I
shit.
want.
Like beyond, like, let's say you've run out of call-ins for these like drop pods that have your other javelins in it. Like
You have to go like hijack another javelin.
Yeah.
and then like even
Like-
the weakest enemy becomes like the biggest threat. Like
Yeah.
there's this huge
I would
threat
love
involved
that.
there. So like, and then the whole team would be responsible for trying to keep that person alive because they're just an itty bitty little human.
And there was
And
so
it would
much
actually
cool,
give reason for cooperation.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah,
There was
instead
so
of just
much-
being like we're all super powered. What's up?
cool stuff to scavenge in the world, and I couldn't even pick any of that shit up. And it's like, why can't I look like any of the things that are out there? Why do I look so different? I look cool, but I look so different to the world that I'm going out and finding these things in.
yeah.
And then I come back and I make a piece of metal.
Yeah.
Let it look cool.
Yeah.
Let me like scavenge some, like you fight a monster and it'll be like, oh, it has a really strong hide. You can only damage it with the fire. And it's like, well, why can't I grab that
Yeah,
hide
use it for
and
crafting.
put it on my head and
make
then I'm
that
weak to fire,
Weak
If
to
it can,
fire?
or it can only be damaged by fire. If I'm
Oh,
then
right.
weak to fire, but
But
I'm
you've got,
Strong
a bit
against
stronger
armor and
against
shit.
other
Yeah.
stuff. Like, give me that shit.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty
Like
cool because
rock,
then you've got to,
paper,
like,
scissors
balance.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
Give me like a fire-resistant arm and a freaking electric-resistant other arm because you could separate. Could you separate?
Because there is damage modeling for different parts of the body, right?
Yeah.
Different damage based off, you can hit the arm, leg, head, or chest, or whatever.
Yeah.
But they could, intensify that a little bit. They could expand upon that.
I think the Anthem world has so much promise, but I don't know how
And I
long
fully
it's going to
agree.
take to fix that.
And you all know how much I don't love Anthem in its current state.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be so willing to give it another try if these changes were implemented well.
Yeah.
But, like, we
and
need
if they
to know
also
more.
reach out to the community and say, like,
What do you want?
what do you want and what, like,
What did you expect?
People have been
Yeah.
screaming it at them anyway. Like, I mean, if they haven't heard it already.
oh my God, the subreddit was.
I think
On fire.
The main
Jesus.
the main thing people scream about is the loot system, but I think it's not necessarily just the system that needs an overhaul, but the loot in general.
Yes,
It's
yes.
way too
and
limited.
how you get it, everything.
and like just
Everything needs an
the
overhaul.
the gear score and all that shit. Like it's not.
Worthless.
Yeah.
Is there any
Getting
PvP?
legendary,
No.
worthless.
No, there's
They
not.
could implement, like, even if, I don't know, I love the freaking Crucible in Destiny 2. I
Yes.
love that. But I like how it has an in-law explanation as to why people can fight each other and still come back to live.
Yeah,
Like,
like
I
your
wish
training.
they have some in-law explanation for that too.
But then I
But
think
they made
in the
they made
situation,
an opposite in-law explanation that the javelins are so rare that you wouldn't want to fight other people with it. And I'm
I
like,
mean, even if it's in
"Boo."
VR or whatever, even if they
Yeah.
have like some kind of
Yeah, yeah.
simulation.
Virtual.
but I
yeah.
think like that would be cool because I like PvP in games where there's like single player, like Halo and stuff. I love PvP.
Yeah.
But don't waste the resources on
Yeah.
it.
you know
no,
what?
You
no
know?
way.
Completely understand.
And that's my whole problem with this is like I would totally play it if it came out and it was good and it redeemed itself the way No Man's Sky has.
Yeah.
Which is to be applauded, what they've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Utterly turned
Huge.
around that public perception.
Huge. And they're a tiny, tiny little team, right? This is BioWare we're talking about.
They got some fun
But I
stuff.
also don't want BioWare, and I know it's BioWare Austin, and they work on the Old Republic and not the big titles, but I don't want the next Mass Effect, if that is ever to happen, and the next Dragon Age, which we know is happening, to be
suffer.
affected by
Yeah.
Anthem's failure.
That's fair.
Like
That's very
Mass
fair.
Effect Andromeda already did a bad enough job, but that was again the Montreal studio, not the Edmonton studio. I'm pretty sure. And well, yeah, because they closed but after it. They
Suckers.
closed the Montreal. Edmonton have done like Inquisition, and
Booyah. I love
that's
that
it in the last fucking how many years? 6
I-
years. So like, I would hate for the next, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic game that might, there's rumors about the next Mass Effect, the next Dragon Age to be affected by Anthem more
Yeah.
so than it already is because they're like, oh, well, it's a cash cow if it does well and it's got microtransactions. Let's send more developers over there.
Well, if they can fix it and then it improve, like if it does get better, then it's only going to provide more resources to those other games. So I mean,
True.
it's a gamble either way.
And it just remains to be seen at this point, right? So I guess we'll get more information as it comes out of this. But it's something that we all knew had to happen. But I guess it's somewhat comforting to know that they
Yeah.
are actually taking that seriously.
And I
Yeah.
think one of the most telling things is that they said they were going to get a dedicated team for it. And it's like, so
Yeah.
you've just had people working on multiple projects, just occasionally dipping their toes
Dropping in.
in.
It
like-
probably explains why the fucking Christmas decorations are still up.
Yeah, that was
It's 4 tasks.
bad.
Jesus.
Dumb.
That is bad luck. So it doesn't really bode well for the future of Anthem. So I guess we will see it as it comes.
Yeah.
But there's some other juicy news, guys, that's been cranking out. And that would be Papa Geoff.
Papa Jeff
all know about Papa
taking
Jeff.
his stand.
This the big dick energy of the gaming world, Geoff Keighley. And gotta love Geoff Keighley. He's like...
He's a good boy.
He's been endeared to the whole gaming community.
Yeah.
Everyone calls him a shill or whatever, or a paid freaking hack.
Look, I don't mind him.
But I don't
I'll
mind
take
him. I
him.
think he's done a
Right.
lot for gaming. I think he's done a lot for
done
gaming.
heaps,
job.
and
And the fact that he's come out and said he's skipping E3 because
Yeah.
it's they're all goddamn sellouts, man.
See.
It's not what it's for anymore.
It's not what it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
brutal quote is based on what's been communicated to me about the show. I just don't feel comfortable participating. That is like drops Mike on stage.
Yeah.
He's like, this is the wrong way that the gaming industry is heading, and I want no part of it.
Do you
Yeah.
remember like the PowerPoint document that came out a while ago that I don't know if it was 100% true, but it was like about E3 2020, and it was kind of it was just cringe. It was just cringe what they wanted to do with it. They want to like
Yeah, because they want to introduce more streamers and influencers to be
and celebrities
hosting and all that sort of
yeah.
stuff. And it's like, that's not really... I get the streamers because it is becoming more ingrained in in terms of like gaming as a whole. But I disagree with influencers because I think you're going to find like a lot of false care there and a big... Not potentially the largest, but a portion of the audience that doesn't actually care about what's being announced, just the influencer, especially if you're taking them from other, like, I guess, areas. I don't know.
Other domains.
Yeah,
It
other
was-
domains.
yeah.
Going to take this fitness freaking...
Well, yeah, that's it. If they're
Insta
going to
model.
bring
Oh, fuck
influencers that aren't video game
Oh, yeah, no.
related,
Yeah.
like that's you're gonna.
I feel
you're
like
gonna like.
There's
just
no
cause so
video
much
game
backlash.
influencer. Like,
Well,
you don't
I
have
mean-
an influencer that's just...
But an
focuses on
influencer is
video
still
games.
People like PewDiePie and like
Yeah, but that,
Markiplier.
I would
Yeah.
put them in like the streamer or like...
Yeah, but a YouTuber slash
YouTuber,
influencer,
yeah.
there's a lot of crossover there. Like you could say like Angry Joe or
I guess
Outside
so.
Xbox
But you
or
could say that like I don't
Skill
know,
Up or
PewDiePie
whatever.
had a
like-
huge impact on like Amnesia: The Dark Descent
True.
in terms of like launching that into this cult status because of
I
his
just feel
stupid
like
videos about it.
influencer is the wrong word for that.
I hate that term.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fucking
It has-
horrible
and so
term.
when
that-
they use specifically the term influencer, it makes me think that they're focusing on people that
Imagine
aren't
if they
necessarily
do-
ingrained
You got to
into it.
remember that like influencer is a marketing term, and
Yeah.
they're a tool that are used by marketing
Yeah.
companies to be able to push messages,
To
right?
influence.
So, and that's what E3 is. It's a marketing like machine. It's a marketing vehicle,
Yeah.
if you will. So like I can understand why they use that term, as egregious and as fucking cringy
Yeah.
as it may be to anyone who's a normal human being.
But also, like introducing
makes sense they
celebrities,
used it.
if that celebrity has no participation in the game, I don't feel like
yes.
including them is
Totally.
Why would you bother?
I was going to use Keanu Reeves as an example, but of course the reason he was there on that
Yeah,
silly project is
exactly.
because he's in it. I agree with you 100%. If they are involved in the game,
Yeah.
or if they're
featured
like
in the game, 100%.
actually gamers, like
Yeah.
you know,
Who's a big game? Like I think Snoop Dogg showed up
Yeah.
at like one of those events.
he's also in a
and,
Spyro ad.
Yeah, and also
Yeah,
like, totally
Terry
dependent
Crews
on their
just
like
loves video
their
games.
stage
He's-
performance
'cause
as
of his
well.
son.
And he's in
When
Beautiful. Yeah.
Vin Diesel and what's her name came out, I hated that.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was so
I
good.
hated that.
I think if it was
Fighter.
just Vin Diesel, that would have been way less
Yeah,
cringe
same.
because he's made games and he is a huge fan of games.
and like even like
And,
the
like-
Chronicles of Riddick game, that
Yeah.
was so sick.
he like was head of development at that for that game.
what do you mean head of development?
Like that was his studio or some shit that made
Are you
that
fucking
video game.
serious?
Like,
I'm 100%
that's
serious.
cool.
that is like
Yeah.
respect to
Yeah.
fucking Vin Diesel. Oh my
He
god!
like
And that game was
Respect.
good. That game was good.
apparently so. Yeah.
You haven't played it? I played that on the
No.
original Xbox. I fucking smashed that game. I was into it. There was a whole prison break thing in space, and like you can see in the dark and shit. It's actually worth
Yeah.
your time.
That's
Nice.
cool.
There was
Yeah.
a re-release at some point, so like you can get amongst that.
I think you just
Sick.
got to pair it right. You know,
It's
like
back and pat.
fully.
Yeah, totally.
But Keanu in Cyberpunk,
Yeah.
can't wait. I want to see my
Yeah,
boy.
yeah.
Hell yeah. And that's like, that was such a great moment. But that, by the sounds of, well, that PowerPoint presentation, that's not, what they're on about. But who knows if that's what's, even real, if that PowerPoint presentation was even real.
Yeah.
And if that's why Geoff Keighley's not going to be at E3, maybe he's just done with it and he wants to put more time into the Game Awards.
projects. And like he'll be doing his own what's his documentary series on like the Half-Life games.
Yeah.
The early hours or something, or like what do you
Final hours.
Final hours? Early
Yeah.
final yeah, sorry.
whatever. Same
yeah,
difference.
final hours because I don't know, he's doing that for Half-Life Alyx, which is really cool. But I'm sure that's not the only reason why he'd
Yeah.
skip E3. But like I think it's more indicative
No,
of
plus
a
Half-Life
massive
will
shift.
be out by then.
Yeah, which is
Apparently.
like, and we said that we didn't expect it to get launched. Like in our
Apparently
last
it's got a
episode.
launch date now.
26th of March, I think.
Oh, it's me
like,
B-Day.
It's
Sick.
on. It's on. Like it's happening. So hopefully they integrated that bonework stuff we were talking about. But the point is, I think that this Geoff Keighley thing is mostly indicative of like it's not going to be good. Like
Yeah.
E3.
Yeah,
I think
and
it's
been
still
on
gonna-
the decline for a while.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Oh,
been complaining
100%.
year after year that E3 is getting worse and worse, and it's
Very
more
true.
about like it's not what it was originally intended for.
Yeah.
And I can totally see why Jeff
like-
would want to maybe distance himself from something that he used to be so involved in it and happy for, and then it's just changing into something else. And
I
also
hope he
no
creates
Sony.
something else. Yeah, very true.
It's
And I think,
definitely about Sony, guys.
I think
think,
that
yeah.
Sony, especially this is their second year running,
Yeah,
they're not
yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
That's even more indicative of really.
It's death. And
Yeah.
Microsoft's not technically a
Technically
part of
there.
E3 either. They just have their thing the day before, like...
Yeah, well,
Oh,
Microsoft,
true,
I don't
true.
know if they're even on the show floor, whereas everyone says Nintendo left E3 years ago, but no, they have the Treehouse, which is
Yeah, there.
massive on the show floor. But I guess E3, for one, ESA are just a fucking bunch of idiots, but E3, I guess had to change over time because it used to be a trade show, and now
Yeah.
it's a media event. Right?
it's
And
but
but
let the fucking public into that because they love that shit. Look
Yeah.
at PAX,
It's weird because
PAX is
they've...
super popular.
They're changing it for
worldwide.
the advertising, but not allowing
People
the
to go
people
in.
to enjoy that firsthand. And if you did, imagine if they put... I know they're in theaters, but imagine if you put them in huge theaters. The amount of money that would roll in for that, and the excitement that people would have, especially if they could use that extra income to provide definitely an exclusive item for attending that, show.
Sure.
That would be dank AF, but they're in this mid-ground.
Yeah.
So I hope Geoff Keighley and his crew come up with something else.
Hope
that
he
could be
lives a
quite
good
cool,
life.
like a
Yeah.
legitimate trade show.
Yeah,
because
and split the Game Awards
Dude,
from
if-
being an advertisement to being
Take all
the Game
that
Awards and
into that
have
thing.
all of
Yeah.
that
If you
into
could just make a really big event week or two,
we got to.
just
That's a big
just
event.
slot them together.
But ultimately, there's one way that we can ensure the change of E3, and that's simply by not watching.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I love watching E3.
I
I'm
know.
gonna watch it. I want to see all them
But
trailers.
I've
please.
got no problem with the
You can watch the
With
trailers
E3,
without having to fucking get amongst the E3 shit.
I love that shit though. You know me. I get up at 4 a.m. to watch the Xbox
I
conference
do know
every
you,
year.
and you live for it. And
I-
that's
Yeah, I
fair.
did that too.
But I'm just
I
saying,
love it.
write 6 pages
I
of
love
notes
looking
to make
at
sure
that
we
shit
cover
live.
it all.
and I don't blame you for it. But ultimately, if we don't like the way it's going, it's only going to keep getting worse if people keep, watching. Because
It's free for us to watch it, right? But
I mean,
it's
it
the
is,
people
but-
who attend.
Yeah.
But
That's
our
that's the
attention is
big-
also
yeah.
worth something.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know. I like the fact that there are hundreds of games getting shown off, and there's
Yeah, that's what I
everything
want.
from indie games to next gen AAA games. I love that shit. I really like the hype of E3, and I know the ESA are a shit company. I don't even know if you can call them a company, but
Organization.
Yeah.
and they're obviously not doing some things right, which is why Sony's pulled out. But nothing seems to have the gravitas that E3 does.
Yeah.
GDC,
Yeah.
you don't see 4 press conferences within 2 days.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love
oh
it
my
too.
god,
It's
did you watch
so
the press
exciting.
conference?
It is.
They
It's like
announced
Christmas,
this.
right? For gaming.
Yeah,
It really is.
and
And
it's real. I was very the lack of Sony was a big impact. Just because,
Yeah.
I want to see
I
more
love
stuff.
Sony. I
I
love
want to
Sony.
see more stuff. Don't take that away from me.
Yeah, I think they're still recovering from old mate with that fucking. What was he playing?
Some
The flute.
Some flute of some
Yeah,
sort.
they're like, no, that's it. The Japanese executives were like, shut it down.
No more.
Don't you ever do that
And
to
they're
us
like-
again.
there's no state of play that's blown me away
Yeah.
an E3
Yeah.
press conference.
Even
right?
the last one that had Resident Evil 3. I mean, that's the only reason I watched
still
it.
had 18 minutes of
There's no
Tosh.
fanfare around your state of play. I'll just watch that when I have the time. It's not like I'm like
Have to watch
I'm
it.
like it's happening at 5 a.m. I gotta get up. I'm like, no man, I'll maybe watch that 3 days later or something.
When
Yeah.
I see some PS5 information, a proper
Yeah,
fucking thing,
yeah.
I'll be like, I must watch. But
There's
Yeah, for
something
sure.
really nice about also the physical theater location of it.
Yeah.
And not just an online video. that
And
they
I love
put
it when
or a live
developers
stream.
come out and talk about that game. I love that.
I love
Yeah.
seeing you on stage, and I love it when you mess up your words, dude.
Yeah, because it's not your job to do this, and
Yeah.
you're so
I love
nervous.
laughing
just watching a
at you.
fish out of water, and we just watch them squirm, and it's great.
Although I hate the Bethesda press conferences lately, so they can suck it.
They can show off more mobile games like Commander Keen. Fuck that. Oh my god.
But
Oh my god, I blocked that out of my fucking memory. I literally just remembered you said Commander Keen, and I was like, wait a minute.
Oh man, that was so fucking weird. Oh.
But still,
so bad.
I mention it all the time, but that Corey, when he played that freaking the Borlog when he played God of War to that live orchestra underneath, like that sort of
That's hot.
live event.
That's
That was hot. That's hot. I want to see more of that shit. Give me that.
Yeah, cool.
And if you're going to be
I'm
putting
down.
one on those digital things, I ain't gonna.
It's not
the same.
No, I know what you mean. Putting on a show requires a certain amount of, and I love this word that Elliot used, gravitas.
Oh, it's a great word, isn't it?
Now I'm all about it, but yes. So we will, as of course, we're gonna fucking watch E3. Of course,
Yeah, of
we are.
course.
Like I know what I was saying before. I was just like, we do have a power to make a difference, but I'm not telling you not to watch it because we all know we're gonna fucking.
I want to see them trailers.
Oh yeah, like, we're gonna be there.
I'll watch it on.
In spirit. Not we're gonna physically be there.
No,
We might have got to
not
PAX,
this year.
but we're not gonna get into fucking E3.
No, I don't think so, man.
But hey, look,
The dream.
we can
Shit's
send an
expensive.
email again. I can't believe we got into PAX just because Elliot's like, I sent an email and
Hell yeah.
Yes.
and then we're
Still-
like, let's do it, and then we got in. So.
It still blows my mind that they would care.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Yes, I'll accept you." I feel like we're like a pebble on the side of the road, and
Hey, we did our duty though. We did those video.
We a
reviews.
good pebble. We
Yeah,
are.
we are good people.
We're
We are
like one of
shiny
those-
rock.
If anything, we are a
you know,
pebble with
beautifully,
potential.
you
Yeah.
know, eroded
could
by
probably
the
s-
earth
we
until
could-
it's
we're
nice
smooth.
and
Be
Yeah, we
skipped
should.
across a nice lake or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
We could.
Like,
You know, so give us some more
get
chances
8
to get
skips in
skipped.
at least.
Yeah.
Skips. Woo!
That's some skippage. That's some Temtem skippage, baby. All right, coolio. So that is a little wrap up on the E3 stuff, but let's have a quick chat about some next gen shit.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We're talking about PlayStation 5.
Talk about Sony
We're
looking
talking
for
about
a.
Xbox One X Series X 1975. Yes, Series X.
But next gen pricing, boys.
Yes.
How you feeling? We've got some.
Ready to open my wallet. What's
I
up?
know, right?
Yeah.
So many people. I wouldn't pay that for a console, dude.
I
never
have
bought a
before.
card.
Yeah.
And
Never
I
bought a
will
graphics
again.
Graphics card, like you could buy.
Come to Australia, you fucks.
Oh, did you
Seriously.
see that Cyberpunk graphics
I
card
did.
though?
It was hot. It was hot. Haha. But seriously,
It's so much effort to
Literally.
enter that competition.
I
but
know, I
I'm
was
hoping
like-
maybe fewer people do
buying
it.
like an RTX 2080 Ti or whatever is literally the cost of buying both of those consoles. Like if not more.
More,
There's
yeah,
more.
definitely more.
So it's like, shut up. Like you pay for hardware.
Yeah.
Like it's how it works. Like it's not cheap shit.
Yeah. Like, I totally don't understand the amount of people that are sad about the price. Like you are improving the quality of gaming so much. Why wouldn't you want to invest in that? Like think about how much time people that purchase consoles day one, how much time they spend on that console, and divide the money you're spending by that time.
That is a very,
That'll-
very valid point.
You'll
because,
see it's fine.
Yeah.
Like if my
Yeah.
PlayStation 4, the original one that I got, still worked, if its HDMI port wasn't fucked,
Dude, same.
that's like what, 7 years of,
Yeah.
of playtime?
And imagine,
Yeah, whereas I can go out and get pissed on a weekend and accidentally spend $200.
True.
It's like, what have I done with my time? I got
exactly.
drunk and I regretted it. Like,
and now I'm just really
I
sore.
just spent
Why am I
whatever,
aching
3 times
more?
that
Yeah.
on a console that I literally use every single day.
I use that trick
Yeah.
games, like,
all the time
Absolutely.
with games. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to buy this $60 game and I'm going to play it for 60 hours. That's $1 an hour. Worth it. Purchased. Like,
literally though, like
Just
I mean,
think about
that's
it.
a really valid point that you made there because I mean, my PS4 Pro, like I mean, that shit wasn't super cheap, not as expensive as your One X for sure. But
How much was the Pro? I can never
I
remember.
think I spent about
549?
500.
Yeah, I was gonna
think
say
I got
550
I think I got
maybe?
a good deal. I think it was 500.
Yeah, right.
Around, or
Because I bought a Pro as well, right?
maybe
Like,
maybe 520.
well,
that
when
I
the
got it for.
PlayStation first came out, mine was $500.
Yeah,
And I spent
got
that.
mine for free. Thank you, Sony.
yeah, and this is for anyone listening across the world. This is Australian dollars, so I think what PlayStation 4 was $399 when it
$399,
came
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But over here,
500.
yeah, it was probably 500.
I think it was-
maybe
$549
even
for the Pro, wasn't it?
$549. Yeah, $549 for the
And then
Pro.
the One X was
$649.
Six-
$649,
Because I
which-
got that on launch,
yeah.
like, and it's not that price anymore. But that in the US was $499.
Yeah, which is what they're potentially thinking these new consoles
Yeah.
might cost. Around $500 US.
Because the article that we're kind of referencing is from Bloomberg, and they're saying that apparently the PS5 is going to cost $450 to manufacture.
And therefore it might be
So,
up
yeah.
to $500
Look, if
US
you can
dollars to
fucking
sell.
do ray tracing, you're getting the ability of a literal RTX card, which,
Yeah.
as we stated,
Yeah.
you could be spending from
Up to-
about
yeah.
$1,200
Well,
up to about $2,200.
How much? Yeah, you can get an RTX 2060 for way less than that, though.
No, like even the 2060 is going to be
Yeah.
like close to $1,000.
Whoa.
Yeah,
pretty sure.
Maybe like 800, I
Man,
think.
we get fucked in Australia, don't we? Really?
Yeah, absolutely
Our
we do.
exchange rate is Who?
2060. Let's do some good old fashioned. You Googleizing? Oh no,
$500. But still, that's almost the cost of a console, right?
yeah.
Like,
Well, but again, a 2060 is not going to really do the job. That's a low end card, you know.
Yeah.
Like if we go 2070 is just like the mid range card,
Pops up
like I've got the
700.
1070, $700.
Yeah.
Or and that's depending on what
And I
brand
guess,
you're
like-
looking at. So if we get the EVGA, we're looking at $1,000. And then if you want to go 2080, let's get ready to fucking spend some
but
money.
you know
2080
the
Ti.
graphics cards inside the consoles aren't going to be as good as that.
Of course they're not.
No, but like
Still,
But the point
But
is,
I
they're
know
still
what you're saying.
good
Like
enough.
we're still gonna get
Yeah.
ray tracing. We're
And you've
still
got to
On
account for the
top of,
processor.
every
Yeah.
other part
Yeah.
that's
You got the
included
processor,
like
in
the
it.
SSD, which is going to be
custom-
included in all
yeah.
of them as well. The
And
cooling systems.
They're usually
the
custom.
process of making this thing as a whole.
processes.
Exactly.
They're usually custom
The R&D.
everything.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're just getting off. Well, some of the parts are just off the shelf, but like
Yeah.
They're not, because like most of them are not, because if you
They
bought
have
it off
to-
the shelf, it wouldn't fit in that fucking little square that you
Yeah.
put on
Point
your
of reference, the
shithole.
Asus ROG Strix GeForce RTX 2080 Ti is $1,440. That's the cheapest card I can find at the moment for
a TI.
a TI. And again, as you said, that'll be more powerful than either one Series X
But what?
or
Yeah,
PS5.
I mean, and that's the thing with consoles. It's like they do, because games get made specifically for consoles by both first party and
Yeah.
third party developers. They do so much with really so little,
yeah.
because they're
Hella
designed
optimized, yeah.
perfectly for this thing.
To run on every system that's exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's
And
very true.
to think about, like,
Especially like 17 years into the
Yeah,
cycle,
how
it's like,
long you're
holy
going to
shit,
have
look
it
at these
for?
games, right?
Yeah.
Like,
they're
it's
only
crazy.
going to get better. And
Like Last of Us on PS3.
yeah, and your
Yeah,
first
Halo 4 on Xbox 360.
oh my
yeah.
god.
And your release day
Gears 5,
console
right.
can
my
last
God.
you through a whole generation if you don't want to purchase anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that's totally fine. Take care of it, though.
Yeah, because, but now I guess it's at the point where with the One X and the Pro coming out, games like say Control just almost cannot run
Yeah.
on the old
Yeah.
consoles.
That
Yeah.
game folds those old consoles.
Holds it.
Folds them. And not in the good way.
Right.
Not in the good way.
Ugh.
But
I'm talking
yeah.
15 FPS, baby.
But
during
I'm
the action.
happy to spend $650 on
Yeah.
another Xbox.
This is
Like,
by
It's
far
not
one of
that
my most
different.
pervasive hobbies, that we literally spend a bunch of money on microphones, mixers, computers,
Yeah.
and all this stuff to literally do a podcast on.
to talk
Like,
about it
Yeah.
every single week.
Exactly.
Play games.
We
like,
are that
Yeah.
passionate about it that spending $700 on a console, to me,
It's gonna happen.
is definitely not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
I'm
it's a
gonna
fact.
do it. And
Now,
like,
the question is, which one do I buy first?
Well, you've got a
I'm going
PC,
Sony.
but so
So I'm-
Sony.
I'm going
Yeah,
Sony. 'cause I
literally,
can
that's-
play
Like
the-
literally, that is like,
That is
and that's
me
coming
all the
from me,
And this-
the
The Microsoft
Xbox
boy.
boy.
And this is
You
coming from
don't
a-
need an Xbox.
Like, I'm going to be buying another graphics card for VR and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the 1070 can do it, but I'm
And
like, I want
Microsoft
that.
will
I
still
want
be
that
like,
frame rate, dog.
you're still
I want that
their
120.
customer, and that's what
Yeah.
they want you to do. They don't like need you to buy an Xbox if you're if you're a PC player.
And this is
Yeah.
what I
So
fucking
you don't
love
need
about
to spend-
Microsoft. I love that so much.
And eventually, Game Pass for PC will be. I mean, it's good
par.
now, but it's
gonna be
going
better.
to be on par, if
It's
not better.
so good. Yeah,
Because you're going to
I
get
assume
Age
it
of
could be better
Empires
because
4,
you're gonna
and
have-
we're not,
Yeah.
and I'm going to cry.
Wang.
But like, I can see that people that wouldn't be buying day one could be like, "Oh, that's a steep price for a console that I'm going to buy for my kids." But who is
Simple,
paying
don't have
enough
kids.
attention to like? Yeah, it's like all these people that are that are talking about it
Problem
are the day one or the early day purchases.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Early adopters.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight up, yeah.
The people that are complaining aren't the people that are thinking about
Who are gonna
buying
buy
it
it
2
for-
years down the line.
Yeah,
When a
yeah.
game finally comes out and their old one fucking cocks it.
What do you fucking reckon
Also-
Zip Pay and Afterpay are for? I mean, Jesus.
That's why
for
EB
debt.
Games has got them. And also, you know, again, rumors, but if a Series S is a thing and
Yeah,
it comes
yeah.
out for $399 or $349 and it's not that powerful, but still next gen,
Discless,
yeah, even that could be a possibility
Yeah.
as well. Like,
like an all digital.
families are going to buy that
they're gonna
shit.
do-
They don't need the top of the line for like some family to buy for
Yeah.
their kids,
Especially
but
now
all
that
the
they've got
early
Telstra
adopters.
coming in with their contract.
Oh,
yeah.
you're right. I forgot about
But
that.
also, if it can do again, we don't know anything about these consoles, but if it can do 8K video output, if that's where the industry is going,
that's what they've
'Cause
said.
Again, even
They've-
4K at this point hasn't become pervasive enough for people. Like I guess, the adoption rate for that. People still rock their 1080p TVs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, is 8K what we need right now? And then that brings in the question of like, can the human eye detect 8K resolution? Like, but I think the biggest thing for movies now would be frame rate as opposed to resolution. So like, we're still rocking the fucking 24 frames.
But that's
cinematic
cinematic view.
Yeah.
You know,
But I mean, like,
The Hobbit came out at
disappoints me when
48, and everyone was like, "Oh, it looks weird."
I hate it when you have like your classic 24 FPS and you like they do a big wide sweeping shot and everything fucking blurs and I'm like, I'm gonna die.
I reckon if it goes from 24 to 124 frames per second or something like that,
144.
If we want to get them hertz up, bruh, like,
Dude, I'd love it.
But the beauty of next gen as well is,
TV.
I believe, at least for the Series X, is you're going to have more options like that. So like, if you've got a 4K TV at 60 hertz, like I do, I can play 4K 60 games.
Yeah.
If you've got a 4K TV, up to 4K TV that goes 120 hertz, it's going to output 120 hertz, probably not at 4K.
Or if you have an 8K TV at 30 hertz.
Yeah. Like
24 hertz.
To play a console at 120 frames is going to be a huge game changer.
Call of Duty.
And that market,
multiplayer.
And that market for high refresh rate TVs is just going to go
Bonanza.
ballistic.
No, 3D TVs are still the big thing, bro. Give me them
Get
glasses.
some 4D, get some little squirters on the side.
Hectic. 4D, the fourth dimension is time. So, I mean, how are we going to do that? I already spent enough time watching the TV.
Yeah, you're right. Time passes.
Jesus.
They're all 4D.
All four-dimensional television.
Like as soon as I start watching it, time
This
passes.
is true, yeah.
Fourth dimension is duration. There you go. Little fun fact for you.
A little bit of science for you. But yeah, like to be able to go, I might play this game in performance mode, which is 120 frames at 1440p. That's going to be huge for consoles.
There's just no way I'm not going to buy
You can't do
one
that
day.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even just to watch 4K Blu-rays. But
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I don't watch 4K Blu-rays.
You can do that on a 1S for $150 though.
You are so true.
Yeah.
Actually, you are so correct. But I mean, like, I guess, whatever the next iteration of
8K.
home media is. But
8K.
home media,
I don't give
by
a shit
definition,
about
It's not moving
is
as
dying
quick,
anyway.
and it's not
Yeah.
moving as fast as the gaming industry. Like
and there's streaming services anyhow. But I've never...
YouTube
like, I
has
pay-
8K.
It does, but
but
never watched it in 8K.
What are you going to
Also,
watch it on? And have
fucking
you got the
Netflix.
internet to fucking
Nope,
handle
not
that?
here.
I've got the 4K Netflix plan,
Yeah.
right? Or at least my brother who pays for it does. Thanks, Tyler. I not once have I ever watched something in full resolution because with Netflix you can't really set the quality in the settings. You can, but I've never once looked at something and been like, oh, that's fucking juicy as. Like, despite the fact I've got fiber to the home, like some hectic internet connection, I'm always like supremely disappointed with the video output. Now that's one gripe, but I will admit when you get on iTunes, for example, you buy a movie in 4K, like. That's hard.
That's spicy.
Yeah,
That's hard.
and when you watch a 4K Blu-ray, it's like, goddamn,
That's hard.
Like,
Yeah.
it looks so crisp.
Hot
But
tomatoes.
yeah, when you're streaming, it's like, it's not the same deal. So,
Trash tier. It's not even good time.
and everyone's freaking out, like, oh, it's bullshit. They're
It
not going to
costs
do
too much.
8K at 120 frames. Like, they're not going to do
because-
8K at 120 frames. They're going to do 1440p at 120 frames,
which
or
is still respectable.
8K at
Which
30 frames. Like
1440 is what I use.
Yeah.
8K at 120 frames. They're not selling you a super computer for $400,
Exactly.
kid. Like, I don't know what
Just
fucking
because they
unrealistic
said
expectations
we
you
can
have.
do up to 8K and up to 120 frames. Like
Then
they're the
not necessarily
limits,
together.
not at
Yeah.
the same
And
fucking
again,
time.
Look at Xbox One X, right? The mid cycle refresh, or late cycle refresh, whatever you want to call it. But still, like, if you want that, which while I still think that's kind of impossible at this point, I've been wrong before. And you know what? They might come out with another series something, like Series X
XX.
squared or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I wonder
X to the power of
how
X.
that will go.
Well,
Time 40.
but like, I can't get over how people don't think it's worth. Think about how much time you are spending on these things. Like,
Yeah.
Oh man,
calm
it's so
the
true.
fuck down.
And I
And
can't
just-
wait to have that little
Definitely
tower
buying
sitting next
PlayStation.
to my telly.
Yeah,
Series
Look, I
X
probably
is
won't buy
gonna look
a Xbox.
you wouldn't need to.
No,
I don't
you
need to, and I'm gonna.
I'll eventually
I want
get a
that
PS5. but-
ridiculous looking PS5 just for the Sony exclusive. That's literally I just.
Oh, 100%. Last
Sony
of Us 2,
exclusives are so
of
good.
course there'll be an
I want
updated...
God of War 2.
When
fuck.
God of War 2
Or
comes out, I'll
5.
buy a PlayStation 5.
You get the God of War version.
Yes.
I mean, like,
Oh.
and you're a multi-console man. Like,
Absolutely. Like, and my PlayStation gets used for exclusives because I just prefer to be on Xbox.
Yeah,
but I don't have anything against
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's right. That's a thing
Wait a
you
second.
can do.
Wait, Elliot, did you just say
Twitter.
that
Are you
don't
able to
care
go on
about console?
multiple
Like,
consoles? Console war?
Did you just wait? You just
And
say
I
you don't
guess-
hate PlayStation?
I have a Switch too.
What the fuck is this guy
He just
on
doesn't
about?
have a PC.
Nah, I'm a baby.
But you don't. Do you hate PC?
No, I
there you
just
go.
have. I don't have the money or the space for one.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like you're like a reasonable adult. Like,
Yeah. I
A
know.
poor one,
Who
but
would have
reasonable.
thunk it? A poor, yeah.
my God. Jesus Christ.
I mean, hey.
That's not true.
Look,
You're
we're all
beautiful. We
poor
love
here.
No, I'm too poor
Speak
to
for
buy
yourself.
it.
You fucking serfs.
I've said
All
this
right,
before.
my
I said this before. I would want that fucking 2080 Ti. And I'd be like, well, it's only a few $100 more than the 2070 Super. And next minute I spent fucking $8,000. on it.
Me, when I
minute you
remake my
remortgage your-
PC.
Yeah,
I
I'm
just,
going to...
Remortgage your fucking shipping container.
just don't rebuild your PC until like 8 years down the line.
This is why I'm a console boy.
Oh,
But yeah.
look, no one's blaming you, man. Like, you've got a good attitude, and that's what we love about you. Doug.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
thanks.
It's the
Yeah.
dude.
like
the
I don't
tune.
own an Xbox, but I respect the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
And, you
And
know,
I don't need
hopefully, eventually, every game will be cross-play. And there
That'll
won't
be
be
the
a
dream.
situation where it's... Well, I mean, at least Xbox games are, but...
Yeah,
There
but
won't be a
never
situation where
the
it's
same
like-
exclusives, like,
Yeah, but they're all single-player anyway.
oh, fair. Like,
I'm not
unless
going to
they
play
come out with something.
Resistance, whatever.
I was just about to say that new one that's coming out on PS5, but I'm like, wait a second, that's coming out on literally everything anyway.
Golfball. I think it's only on Epic Game Store and PS5.
That is
Yeah.
the most atrocious
Plus,
thing.
So I'm going to
I
get
thought
it
that
on
Outriders
PS5
thing-
if I
Oh,
play it.
Outriders. Yeah, that's coming out on
Outriders was
everything.
that one. The
Yeah.
Godfall is the one.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
keen on Godfall because I like Melee and I like...
I like Diablo, but
Yeah,
in third
I'll-
person.
yeah,
It looks
exactly.
like it could be
Looks
cool,
nice.
but I'm not going to buy a PS5 to play that.
Dude, it might come in the bundle. Like,
Yeah.
True.
It's not first party, but
Yeah. Well, anyway, the point is, we're probably going to just shell out and fucking buy these consoles.
Yeah.
Probably not the Series X, as we said, because we're both PC Master Race, but
I just
whatever.
don't think it's as atrocious as people are making out. It's,
Oh,
it's a
no.
decent price, and
No, people are
we're
fucking
buying
idiots.
consoles for that price anyway.
Yeah, and they're the same people
I know.
They're
who
already-
spend fucking $2,000 on an iPhone. So, like, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just
Exactly.
this weird, like,
and then keep
mismatch,
it for 2
unbalance.
years and they get a new one.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Despite wanting to spend money on something that will last them literally 7 years, and then, as you said, you use it every single day. Like, you
Yeah.
don't carry it around in your pocket like an iPhone, but
But still, you use it so much. Like,
yeah, it's very much worth considering that. So, just
Like a Motorola Razor. I think that thing's about $3,000 Australian.
And
Is it really?
That
when you
new
fold
fucking
it-
thing.
And it's not even that good. Apparently,
No,
it's shit.
fuck
It's got
folding
some-
phones. Fuck off.
I'm gonna fold.
yeah,
that
I do
phone.
not want that shit. I'm going to fold it.
fucking fold it.
Hello, Moto.
But yeah, like, I don't. People love to whinge on Twitter. I didn't realize how
Oh my
just
God.
toxic.
Dude, 2,699. You were like not far off. That's
Wow.
fucked.
It's
I
great.
didn't know
That's
you
more
could buy it.
expensive than an iPhone. Like,
Yeah, the like top of the range
And it's
512
fucking ugly.
Pro Max.
and it's way, way better
It's
than this piece of shit.
disgusting.
Apparently, it's old school Snapdragon processor, so it's not,
It's
even.
an 855.
No way. And look at that. The Razer was meant to be like a cheap, affordable phone when it
I
first came
know.
out.
Yeah.
And this thing is a piece of fucking tosh. Like, jeez Louise. And apparently the camera quality. Anyway,
I hear they're not very durable as well. Like,
probably
people
not.
just
And
like
you can-
fold,
and you know
snap.
what? You can feel the bump.
Yeah,
On
fuck
the
that.
hinge.
I don't. I could go on.
This is
about
a tech
for days.
podcast now.
We are now a phone podcast. No,
Yeah, we contractually obligated not to be that. So
Yes, we are.
it's probably a good time to wrap up this episode
Sure
of
is.
Spawn Respawn. So, you know what? We're back. Sorry about last week. We weren't here. We
Yeah.
got a little busy, but don't worry.
Life.
We'll be, yeah.
Finds a way.
Finds
Two
a
of
way.
us are full time now. Elliot's just too busy being a lord, so like he's just this general sick dude. So he's just up to good shit.
No.
It
Wicked
was actually
boy.
me that bailed. So
I'll forgive you.
No, he's just been a good dude. So never mind about that. But anyhow, we'll wrap it up here. So thank you again for listening to episode 2 of season 2 of Spawn Respawn. It's a hot ep 31.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now my name is Dylan Smith. You can find me on Twitter at CitizenSmith14, and you can see my friend over here.
I'm Elliot Porter, and you can find me on Twitter at Direct Gaming or on YouTube.com/Direct Gaming.
And myself, Kat Gerritsen, at CapCatty
On the old tweet box.
on the tweeters.
Hectic.
Find
mode.
all the
So don't-
garbage that I tweet.
So any of you guys listening on the podcast app, on Podbean, on iTunes, or on Spotify, you might want to do us the, well, I might rephrase that. could you do us the immense honor of checking out our YouTube channel with our new dedicated link, youtube.com/SpawnRespawnPC. And if you know what's good for you, you'll hit us up on the tweets, get on the Twitter, and you'll find us at SpawnRespawnPC.
Also check out Rifle LP.
Yes,
Everywhere,
Rifle
I'm pretty sure his handles are the
Twitter
same.
is Rifle Let's Play.
Rifle Let's Play.
Damn.
Hit him up on
Mixer.com/.
Mixer.
Rifle LP.
That's
Sorry,
it.
Dylan.
No, don't be sorry. He's a prolific streamer over there on Mixer. He's absolutely killing it, and we have nothing but love and
Certified good
admiration
boy.
for our good friend Rifle LP. So yeah, and one last little happy birthday to our friend Jacob. Thank you.
Happy birthday, brother.
Good on you, champion. Good
One
on you,
last thing. If you are watching us on YouTube and you want to hear us in our dulcet tones in audio form, go to spawnrespawn.podbean.com or find us on...
Yeah, or hit us up on Apple Podcasts. Please subscribe if you do. Or on
Rate
Spotify.
us.
Give us a cheeky little rating.
Rate
Give
us.
us a
We have
rate.
more ratings than
I want a 5-star.
a lot of...
Other small
Other
podcasts.
podcasts.
That's awesome. If you could do us the immense favor of please rating us, we
5
would
stars
love
only.
to, branch out a little bit. 5-star only. That's it. Otherwise,
I don't want
Leave a
any
little comment.
criticism. I will fight. If you want to come fight me for 5 stars, I'll
At
do
Cat
it.
Caddy.
Cap
dude.
Caddy. That's it.
I will fight you for 5 stars.
That's
Whether
it,
I win
so-
or lose, though, you got to give us 5 stars.
And I want to thank our final sponsor, the Man Pip Diet. That one was a huge hit from last week. So then again, Man Pip merch coming very soon. Please,
Pip, pip.
if you have an issue with crystal meth, please seek some resources around getting some help. because-
Professional.
Yeah,
help.
professional help. And do not hit the gym under the influence. And apparently you can't go to the dentist while
Don't
on
hit
Wait, I
anything
thought-
under the
I thought-
influence.
I thought this was sponsored by the Man Pit. Why are you giving good advice?
It's
Sound medical
safety.
advice.
Don't do
So
drugs.
we've got to cover ourselves legally. Don't do anything. Don't hit anything while
And-
under Pip.
Don't hit the pip. Also, just in terms of the South Park game I've been playing, I think it's pretty appropriate to say drugs are bad. Okay. All right. Well, that's us at Spawn Respawn signing off. So, peace.
We love you.
Bye.